And it's Kim Kreitzer for CBSI Services. We're in New York City today at a holiday event from the Media Content Marketing Association. And a longtime friend of ours, Joe Furgiuele, is the president of the group. Joe, great event today, big turnout.
It was a big turnout. It was terrific, Ken. I'm glad you could make it too. And actually you won a prize, which is one of the hallmarks of our holiday event, is we give away a lot of prizes. So that usually ensures a good attendance.
Absolutely, Joe. I know this has a lot of people and leaders in the subscription and publishing business. Tell us about some of the events that you have during the course of the year.
Sure. Can I give you a little background on the MCMA? So it's the Media and Content Marketing Association. We changed the name of the organization about 2 years ago. Maybe it's 3 now. Used to be the Fulfillment Management Association, which was about 60 years old. That group was started by Hearst and a couple of the fulfillment companies. Essentially when the entire magazine subscription fulfillment business was handled with opening and caging direct mail orders. And of course, we're in an entirely different environment now, so we felt it was appropriate to change both the name and the focus of the organization to bring in all kinds of and various media, particularly digital media, and also to talk about content, because now magazines aren't the only place that have content, and magazines aren't the only things that publishers publish. So they publish blogs and websites, and they publish white papers, and they publish special reports, and all of that comes under the content that now the MCMA wants to try and embrace and bring. And so now a little bit about the goals of the MCMA. I think we have 3 primary goals. One is, of course, networking and just an opportunity for everybody in the industry to get together and to learn and to share. There's been an awful lot of disruption in the magazine publishing industry. That's certainly not a surprise to anybody. So it's also an opportunity, we feel, for people to feel at home, even if they've been dislocated. In fact, we actually started a special rate for people to come called Between Gigs, so they can come to any event for $25, because we really want to keep people involved and keep them networking as they look to spin and find another direction for their career. And then, of course, it's all about training and trying to bring some of the new directions. There are some really exciting things happening in publishing, most of them happening on the digital side. But even everything on the digital side now, as it becomes more measurable and there comes to be more of an ROI calculation, it's everything that us guys out of direct marketing and circulation marketing already know how to do. We're just doing it in a different media or in multimedia, and we're doing it at warp speed instead of waiting 6 weeks for the returns to come in. Many things you don't have to wait 6 hours to see the returns. So part of our whole gig is to move people along and show them where opportunity is going to present itself for them to advance their career.
Absolutely. We find that at CBSI all the time, the importance of analysis. Some of the same formulas and types of analysis we've done for 20 or 30 years still are so applicable in the digital environment. Tell us about some of the topics or themes that come up for discussion at your meetings.
Perfect. So we have a great programming committee. They work hard, start over the summer to put together the program. We kick off, we have a kind of a weird year. We may change that, but we start in September and we run through June. And then we take July and August off, which is, it's tough to get people out to an event in July and August, but I think it also harkens back to a much kinder, gentler time when everybody was off in July and August, and that's certainly not the case anymore. Be that as it may, that's our calendar. So we kick off in September, usually with a big networking event. The last one we had was at the Novo Hotel over on 52nd and Broadway overlooking Times Square. So that's just kind of a fun event. There's not really any programming involved. It's just an opportunity to bring everybody back after the summer to get together and start talking about what's going on and plan for the year. Then we have a series of lunches and webinars sort of interspersed with our holiday party, and then a big event in May, which we call MCMA Day. So our first luncheon in October was on people-based marketing, and we had a terrific panel. We had somebody from Live Intent talking about the whole people-based marketing and what's going on in that space, and somebody from LS Direct, somebody who takes actually your names or your traffic off the web, and if it's unidentified, even if it's anonymous, they can find out and figure out who the audience actually was and follow up with what they left in a cart in a color postcard delivered 24 to 48 hours or mailed 24 to 48 hours later. And the third panelist was from Foresight, and they again have the technology and the tools to see who's on your website and be able to follow up with them wherever else they go digitally and continue to offer them the products. We followed the October with an event in November that was essentially, we had a terrific program last year based on big data, and we thought we'd take big data forward this year and talk more about how people were putting the analysis together from all of the various media and how they were starting to use that to really figure out the ROI of where things were working and where they should spend more and where they should cut back, which is the essence of what we've been doing in direct marketing for 40 plus years.
Absolutely, and you and I go back in the direct marketing business a long time. I remember when you were at CBS and you had your own company on database marketing for many years. Now you're at Merit Direct. Tell us about some of the changes, big milestones that you've seen in the publishing industry over the years.
Well, of course, the advent of the whole digital age has really changed publishing in very major ways. There's still a challenge in publishing, although I think publishers, content providers are both getting religion and gaining a little traction in actually charging for their material, because you can only give everything away for free for so long. There's still a tremendous amount of disruption between the advertising model, the circulation model, and the digital model. And that certainly hasn't worked its way out completely yet. But I see an increasing number of people who are starting to charge for their content, which of essence they have to do if they're going to put out quality content. I think, I hope, I believe, I pray that people are going to begin to be more interested in consuming quality content, so we'll be back to curated content, well editorialized content from a source that you can trust, as opposed to the Wild West where who the heck knows if what you're reading is true or not true. So that's certainly one of the trends going on. That's one of the trends that we try and approach and bring to our members. And again, there's been so much dislocation in the magazine publishing industry. There are not nearly as many magazines as there once were, and even the ones that are around, the healthy ones, are still struggling, some of them better than others, to find the new sort of paradigm that's going to work going forward. I very much think it's still a work in process.
Absolutely. Everybody says it's about having quality content and presenting it in different formats on different channels. Joe Furgiuele from the Media and Content Marketing Association, great to see you. Merit Direct, best wishes and happy holidays to you and all from us at CBSI.
Well, thanks very much, Ken, and thanks for coming today. We're glad you had to host you.
That's great. This is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services in New York City.